Hi, it's Gene, retired in Mexico. And if you're new to the channel, we ask one question here, which is, do they write them and sing them like they used to? Now, a lot of people, young and old, they think the old music is better, but I'm not so sure. And today, instead of championing the 21st century, we're going to go back to the 1970s and just take some pot shots at the pop charts. There was a lot of great music, right? A lot of great classic rock, but the pop charts, people complain about the pop charts today, the Spotify top 10 and so forth. But let's take an honest look at what it used to be like. And, you know, that's the argument here. Good and bad music in the past, good and bad music today. There are no good old days. It's really an anti-nostalgia channel. So welcome. And this is for fun, okay? So I know once in a while I get some people who take this pretty seriously. They're pretty attached to some of these songs. And if you like them, that's fine. So this is a tournament of 64 songs. We're in round two now, and we're going to take two pairs of songs. So we're going to start off with Mary McGregor and Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds. So let's see. Mary McGregor's from St. Paul, Minnesota. This song, Torn Between Two Lovers, was written by some other songwriters, including Peter Yarrow from Peter, Paul, and Mary. And then we've got Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds, which are from, I believe, from Los Angeles. So we'll start off with these two. We've already listened to them in round one, so I'll do a little bit of editing to move this video along. But let's go ahead and jump into Mary McGregor. I want to listen to this again to be fair. Oh, and by the way, I've done a deep dive into the lyrics now and done some Wikipedia research now that we're in round two.
There are times when a woman has to say what's on her mind, even though she knows how much it's gonna hurt. You were the first real love I ever had, and all the things I ever said, I swear they still are true. I couldn't really blame you if you turned and walked away, but with everything I feel inside, I'm asking you to stay. Torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool. Loving both of you is breaking all the rules. Torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool. Loving you both is breaking all the rules. Torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool. Loving both of you is breaking all the rules. Torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool.
We'll go into the next song and we'll talk about them together briefly.
Don't pour your love out on me, baby. If you do, then I think that maybe I'll just lay me down right for 100 years. Don't pour your love out on me, honey. Take my heart, my soul, my money, but don't leave me drowning in my tears. You say you're gonna leave, gonna take that big white bird, gonna fly right out of here without a single word. But you know you'll break my heart when I watch you close that door, 'cause I know I won't see you anymore. Don't pour your love out on me, baby. If you do, then I think that maybe I'll just lay me down right for 100 years. Don't pour your love out on me, honey. Take my heart, my soul, my money, but don't leave me drowning in my tears. Don't pour your love out on me, baby. use a girl if I don't have you. Don't pour your love out on me, baby. If you do, then I think that maybe I'll just lay me down. Cry for 100 years. Don't pour your love out on me, baby. If you do, then I think that maybe I'll just lay me down.
Hey, that video obviously was recorded much later. Subscribe. Get another ad. Huh. Okay. Obviously, I don't have YouTube Premium. But, okay, so we'll just talk about these briefly. Which one am I going to advance? Which one is the worst song? I don't hate either one of these songs. A lot of repetition in both of them. Thank God there's a bridge in both of them. The Mary McGregor, she's still alive. She's 75. I read about that today. She recorded this at Muscle Shoals, and it doesn't sound like it. I mean, does this sound like Aretha Franklin or Wilson Pickett or the Rolling Stones or all those people that recorded at Muscle Shoals? No, it doesn't sound like it. It's kind of weird. Barry Beckett, who's one of the Muscle Shoals house band members, keyboard player that played with Bob Dylan, a bunch of other people, he produced it. But I don't know. I don't know if he was taking a nap or what. It just doesn't sound like, I don't know. It's just, I don't really care for the sound of that record. And then the Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds, I read that Grassroots were going to record this originally. And that makes perfect sense because this sounds like a Grassroots song. And I think they would have done it even better, even though they kind of weren't a real band. They were kind of just a collection of studio people. But yeah, and so the lyrics, I have to give the nod to, in this case, the nod being the worst. The lyrics, I talked about Joan Armatrading last time. She does a song called "The Weakness in Me," and that's how you do a love triangle song. Why do you call when I can't answer the phone? Why do you come round when I can't answer the door? And you make me lie. And it's just a beautiful song. This one here, not as interesting. I don't hate either one of these songs. They're fine. But yeah, I think I've got to advance the Mary McGregor. So I don't expect it to go all the way to the end in this tournament, but I always kind of liked that Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds, even though we advanced it out of the first round into the second round. So that's it. We will go ahead and go to the next two songs, which are Sammy Davis Jr. from New York and Pablo Cruz from San Francisco. Okay, now we'll listen to those in a pair, and I'll edit out this ad.
All right, everybody, gather around. The Candyman is here. Now, what kind of candy you want? Sweet chocolate, chocolate malt candy, gumdrops, anything you want. You've come to the right man because I'm the Candyman. Who can take a sunrise? Sprinkle it with you. Cover it with chocolate and a miracle or two. The Candyman. Ooh, the Candyman can. The Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. Who can take a rainbow? Wrap it in a sigh. Soak it in the sun and make a groovy lemon pie. The Candyman. The Candyman can. Who can take tomorrow? Dip it in a dream. Separate the sorrow and collect up all the cream. The Candyman. Oh, the Candyman can. The Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good.
Candyman makes everything he makes satisfying and delicious.
Talk about your childhood wishes. You can even eat the makes the world taste good.
Makes the world taste good.
A candy man, a candy man, a candy man.
Makes the world taste good.
A candy man, a candy man, a candy man. Yeah. A candy man, a candy man, a candy man.
Right. This week. I actually bought this album. I can't believe it. And then I sold it like 2 weeks later. Yeah, I remember that. Shortest I ever owned an album.
What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she is gone? What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she is gone? So you're having trouble with your romance? Well, you better check it out before it goes, yeah. 'Cause you might not be seeing things just the way you should, and you don't recognize what everybody knows. What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she is gone? What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she is gone? And all at once, you're ready to hang it up, 'cause things didn't turn out the way you planned. No. And all your friends, they calling you a fool, 'cause you don't know a good thing when you got it in your head. What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she is gone? What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she is gone? And all at once, you're ready to hang it up, 'cause things didn't turn out the way you planned. No. And all your friends, they calling you a fool, 'cause you don't know a good thing when you got it in your hand. What you gonna do when she says goodbye?
Right.
What you gonna do when she is gone? What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she is gone?
So, wow, it's kind of a tough one. Sammy Davis Jr., that song is from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So, for round two, I'm doing a little more context. I'm checking into the lyrics, the background story, and kind of considering all of this. So, that shapes my opinion of it a little bit. Now, of course, Sammy Davis Jr. hated the song. He did it in 2 takes, said, "I'm out of here, boys," and said the song was going into the toilet and it might ruin his career. I mean, he was not a happy camper. So, yeah, my main objection to the Candyman, and I said before it was a children's chorus, and I'm wrong. I'm wrong about that. By the way, I had a boss one time who used to say, "I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken," and we would laugh every time, not because she was the boss, but because she just made it funny every time. And anyway, yeah, I was wrong. It's the Mike Curb congregation, which, yeah, not a fan of the Mike Curb congregation. So they do the backup vocals on there. And yeah, I don't, it's really the vocals that I don't like. I just don't like Sammy Davis Jr.'s voice, and I don't like the Mike Curb singers. But when you put the song in context of the movie, when you take a song out of a movie or a theatrical show and you take it out of context, yeah, it's a little unfair because I'm sure that that song is great in that. I saw that movie a long time ago, I think, with Gene Wilder, but I barely remember it. I somewhere in my collection I've got the Johnny Depp version, which is Pretty bizarre, right? Tim Burton. Anyway, Pablo Cruz, this one's just boring and repetitive. It's trying to capture that Toto, Steely Dan, Touch of Hall and Oates kind of thing going on, but they don't do it nearly as well. Yeah, really a tough one because the Sammy Davis Jr. It's kind of bad, but the Pablo Cruz is just dull in a really kind of offensive way where it just kind of eats away at you and what's the word I'm looking, it kind of bludgeons you with what's the word I'm looking for, and we'll end the video here shortly, but this ordinariness, just this dullness. So I'm going to move the Pablo Cruz. I'm surprised. I've always disliked that Sammy Davis Jr. song, but it's not as bad. That I've said it hasn't aged well, but like I say, when you put it into context of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, it makes sense. And those were more innocent times. And now we think of the Candy Man like, hey, kids, I got hanging around the high school kind of thing, right? It's kind of creepy today. And yeah, it's not aged well, but maybe that's not fair to the song. But the Pablo Cruz, I'm listening to this, I'm just thinking like, God, that is awful in a different way in its blandness. That's the word I was looking for. It's bland. I just couldn't think of that word. So that's it. So we'll advance to Mary McGregor and the Pablo Cruz. If you like what we're doing here, hit that like or subscribe button. If you don't like what we're doing, I guess hit the unlike button. But I'm just glad you're here if you're at this point still watching. And as we say here in Bonita, Mexico, buen dia.
Who can take a sunrise? Sprinkle it with you. Cover it with chocolate and a miracle or two. The Candy Man.